Hello, how are you guys doing? It is Wednesday, hump day. It is 8 o'clock. Um, Time for Afterthought. My name is Roxanne Francis, and I am a psychotherapist and social worker in the general Toronto area. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Tonight, we are talking about finding your joy. And for me, it might be a little bit easier to a little bit easy for me to find my joy right now because I've taken the week off from work and I am sitting in front of a beautiful lake. And it's a little bit quiet tonight. We'll see what happens. Last night, they came roaring by. People on the lake came roaring by on a big old boat, and we don't have a boat, but someone else did, and it made a whole bunch of noise and all kinds of waves. Hopefully, they keep their butts home tonight, so I can talk to you guys. So, talk to me about your joy. How are you guys finding joy? Are you guys feeling stressed, overwhelmed, anxious by all of the stuff that's going on? Lots of people are feeling uncomfortable with all of this racial awakening that's happening all across the country. But yeah, we're just talking about finding peace tonight, finding rest, finding joy, and how important it is. I spoke about joy, using joy as a tool in resistance about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And while that's still important, tonight I just want to talk about joy just for the sake of being happy, just for the sake of being joyful. What are you guys doing? How are you guys finding your joy? How are you making space for yourself? I am getting myself in this water a couple of times a day. I've been reading a book that has now become a favorite of mine. I have my little drinky drink here. And I also put on some bug spray because I'm outside and bugs do not bring me joy. And I'm not trying to get bit. Hey, Natasha, come on through. We're just talking about finding joy and ensuring that we have that so we can feel balanced, right? Um, you know, this break, this time away from work just came it came at a really good time for me because I was getting really, really busy, doing a lot of guest spots with people, seeing a lot of clients, and still with the family and household and meals and dishes and laundry and, all the other pieces that go with your life. Life doesn't stop just because you're busy with work, right? Um, so yeah, I got so I was getting really overwhelmed and I needed some downtime. But before I even got here, I tried to take advantage of going to bed early a couple nights a week. As soon as my kids were in bed, mommy was out. Because I needed a good night's sleep. I'm a type of person to work late into the night, wee hours of the night, but I find that sometimes I just need rest. Can anyone relate to that? What time is your bedtime? What time do you guys go to bed? What time do you wake up? Do you struggle with sleep? Sleep doesn't always come easily to everybody, but when I can get a good night's sleep, that sets me up for a really good day. My mind is sharp and it helps me access my joy a little more. Um, we were supposed to, my family and I haven't been on vacation, like a real like get on the plane, go somewhere vacation in a very, very, very long time. And we decided that this year was going to be the year to, hey Carly, thanks for joining me. We're just talking about joy tonight. This year was going to be the year to just get on the plane and go somewhere tropical, toes in the sand, that kind of vacation. And then coronavirus hit. That had to get canceled. But we had to find another way because we can't afford for joy to be canceled, right? Everyone's talking about 2020 canceled and a lot of speaking engagements canceled. Weddings had to be hopefully postponed and not canceled. A lot of really great events that people were looking forward to, awards, sporting events, all kinds of things had to get canceled. But I want to encourage you not to cancel your joy, not to put off making yourself happy. So if it means a staycation where you're in the middle of the woods, kind of like me, sweating buckets, trying to look cute for the gram, um, if it can be a staycation, then let it be a staycation. If not, let the kids run through the sprinkler in the backyard. Heck, you run through the sprinklers in the backyard. Have an extra long bath or an extra long shower. Hey, Ashiana, um, you know, Find that which makes you smile. Some people were talking to me earlier this week about alone time or cuddling with the kittens or expressive art. Kayla was mentioning quiet time, whatever that looks like for you. When was the last time you just doodled or wrote in your journal or stayed in bed extra long if you could? Right? What does that look like for you? Are you able to do that? Um, I don't have the capability to stay extra long in bed in the middle of the week or even on the weekend, right? But I find what I can. If it means dessert sometimes, if it means a glass of bubbly every now and then, sometimes it can be something as simple as Netflix, right? I had mentioned before on a live a while back that someone had said to me that for many years, they thought it was a waste to watch TV if it wasn't for an educational purpose. Seriously? But that they had actually come to the conclusion that it was okay. Hey, Kelly, they had come to the conclusion that it was okay to watch TV just for fun. Like, what's your favorite show? Tell me. Tell me what's your favorite show. What do you guys like to watch? What do you guys indulge in? So whether that's Netflix or Amazon or Disney Plus, there's so many streaming channels. I only recently got cable because I was trying to figure out where my money was going. But if it's TV, then it's TV. If it's sleeping in, then it's sleeping in. I have an 8-year-old, and his idea of joy is having fried plantain on his plate because we're Jamaican, or having extra slices of bacon on his plate, right? Carly says she watches The Ultimate Beastmaster. I'm going to have to look that up. That sounds intriguing. But yeah, it's important to find the small slices. Let's say we can't afford to go away to somewhere exotic or somewhere nice, right? How can you find those little slices in your day? Can you have a little square of chocolate in between meetings? Can you sit on the edge of the bathtub and close the door and just close your eyes and just revel in the quiet, right? Before, if you have little people in your house, before they knock on the door yelling, "Mommy, mommy," right? Let's see, what else? A glass of something special, if that's your thing, or for me, it's ice cream on a Sunday night. I have an unhealthy relationship with ice cream. I have got to tell you. I have been on a no dairy kick for about a year, and it's done my body good, but I cannot give up the ice cream. Somebody needs to help me. I need some kind of intervention, but that's my pleasure. I wouldn't even say guilty pleasure anymore because I don't even bother feeling guilty about that. I just indulge. Let's see. If food isn't your thing, whether that's if you have a partner, whether that's intimacy, that can certainly bring joy. Talk to me, guys. What Kelly's laughing. It's true, right? It's true. Some little steam between the sheets. There's nothing wrong with that. Find your joy. Listen, life is heavy. This year has thrown a lot at us. I saw a meme the other day that said, I think it was on July 1st, it said something like, welcome July, come on in, don't touch nothing, sit down, keep your hands to yourself, and keep your ass quiet. Because everyone has just had it between like February, March, April, May, and June. Like, we're just done. Coronavirus, deaths of people of color, I don't know, police brutality, financial uncertainty, the tanking of the stock market, people are losing their retirement investments, the fatalities in nursing homes, people are dying from COVID-19. One of my best friends contracted COVID-19, so I'm so glad she's well. Sorbet, Carly says sorbet. Yes, I should. Oh, you're suggesting that I should try sorbet? I'll think about it. I'll take it under advisement. But yeah, 2020 has thrown a lot at us, and it is very easy to become very overwhelmed, very concerned about parenting from home. It's not parenting from home, but teaching the children from home if you have children, working from home and teaching them. I have a friend who works in an industry where she cannot stay at home. So her 5-year-old is at home from school, but she actually has to go to work. And the 5-year-old is just a bit of a mess. Like, Where is mommy going? Everybody else's parents have to get to stay home. How come you can't stay home? And because she's a frontline worker, when she comes home, she heads straight to the basement. So she can't really mingle with the family, right? So there's a lot of stuff that's happening. And if we're not careful, we can get really overwhelmed and it can nail us to the wall, guys. And it will walk off with your mental health. It will walk off with your relationships. There's enough going on with isolation. How many of you are struggling with not being able to see the people that you love, right? Babies are being born and family can't come into the hospital, right? They have to come home and can't even see the grandparents, right? You know, social distancing and all that stuff. It really can have a negative impact on our minds. So it's really important to find that joy, connect with a friend, do the FaceTime. People are saying to me, I'm so sick of being on screens. Yes, I know, I'm sick of it too, but it's better than nothing, right? Connect with people, make yourself some nachos or whatever it is, and connect with 3 4 people on Zoom or Skype or name me another platform. Google now has I forget what it's called, like Google Video or conferencing. I forget what it's called, but connect with people. There are ways. I'm so glad that we're in age of technology, because this if this had happened in the 1980s, we would have been toast, because we would not have been able to communicate with anybody. I mean, telephones were there, but the face to face, the FaceTime, the Zoom meetings, the Google conferencing, house party. Yes, Kelly, thank you for that. Yeah, we would not have had that. So although it sucks that this is happening now, I'm glad that it's happening in 2020, where we have the technology where I can do this. Like, I can talk to you and have all you awesome people respond to me. How have you guys been managing the past little while? I was reading a book the other day and it said, feelings are just for that. Feelings are for feeling. You're supposed to feel them, right? And when we feel the yucky feelings, it is so easy to say, hey, Charlene, it's so easy to say, I'm not going to feel them, or I don't want to feel them. And we can have all kinds of unhealthy coping habits, right? But listen, guys, even though the feelings are yucky, you still got to feel them. Feel them, walk through them, and get to the other side where we can then start talking about the joy piece, right? Charlene is always good for a good time. Charlene, tell us what it is that you've been doing to maintain your joy over the past little while. It can get really crazy talking to the people in your family, talking to talking specifically to my white friends on here. It can be really crazy talking to, I don't know, if you have in-laws or people, anyone in your family who has a kind of a weird way of managing all of this racial stuff, and you kind of look at them and go, what now? What did you just say? It's kind of hard talking to them and trying to walk them into the reality of 2020. But don't let that steal your joy. Sherlan says she watches comedy. Yes, I love comedy. I love sitcoms. I love stand-up. I love to laugh. So speaking of that, when was the last time you had hold your belly, I'm gonna pee my pants, tears running down my face, laughter? When is the last time you had some serious laughter? Sherlan says, having great conversation with my daughter. Yes. And your daughter, how old is she now? 19, 20, something like that. So you can have grown-up conversations with her, and real jokes, right? Like, the jokes that I can have with my 5-year-old are not the kind of jokes that you can have with her, right? So yeah, connect with others and laugh and go for walks and do the yoga. I feel like this is now like a self-care live, but it's all a part of that, right? Yesterday, I'm so glad that laughter, it's key. I'm so glad you were able to tap into that yesterday. And she's 20 years old. See, you can talk to her like woman to woman. That's really nice. But yeah, most of my friends, I haven't been able to really see most of them in a while. So a couple of them we've done like backyard visits, and a couple weekends ago, I went hiking with another family that we're friends with, and that was really fun. We went up these hills, and I was climbing, trudging up these hills and cussing and laughing at the same time because I don't like to sweat. um, Belly laughing with my best friend. Yes, it's those friends that you have where you're like, if we're not friends anymore, we might have to kill each other because you know all my secrets and I know all of yours, right? But it's when you can laugh with those friends, right? A friend of mine, I think it was Canada Day, one of my best friends gave me a call and we were on the phone for a really long time. I have to admit, I don't spend a lot of time on the phone. But it was really nice to just talk with her. We hadn't spoken in a while. So we were just able to kick back and really just talk about stuff and laugh, right? Um, so let's see. We talked about laughter. We talked about dessert, ice cream, cheesecake. I should stay away from dairy. Maybe I'll try the sorbet, Carly. Comedy, Netflix, going to bed early. Um, let's see, what else? Um, Black women are all about getting the hair did, wash day, getting all braided up. Um, I don't know if that's joyful though, but it can really be a time of self care, right? Doing the facials. The other day, I sat down and I gave myself a home pedicure, and it was really, really nice. It was nice because I stuck my feet in the water, and I honestly, I sat there until that water was cold. Every time someone said, "Mommy," my husband was like, "Hun," I'm like, "Mm-mm, my feet are in this water. I can't get up. I'm stuck. Can't do nothing for you. You got to figure that out yourself." And then after I dried my feet, I took my time and I applied 100 coats of nail polish. And then I had to put the clear coat on. And then I'm like, "Can't do nothing. My feet are wet. Sorry, you got to figure it." And in the meantime, I was like, "Can you get me those grapes? Can you pass me a glass of water? Where's the remote?" And I just sat there and I just chilled all afternoon. I signed right off, right? So sometimes you have to squeeze those little things in to take care of yourself. The other thing that I want to mention, which may or may not be joyful, but it may offer you peace of mind, is taking care of your physical health. All right. When is the last time you went and got a physical? When is the last time you saw your doctor? Do you know what your blood tests look like? Do you know what your blood pressure is like? Do you know what your blood sugar numbers are like, right? Black women are predisposed usually to hypertension, diabetes, prediabetes, all that kind of stuff. We have to take care of ourselves, guys. I'm not telling you to run on a treadmill every day, but move your body. Our bodies are made for moving. Hey, Nessa. Our bodies are made for moving, so move them, right? Kelly says, "I find stepping away from my social media contributes to my joy, especially these days. Seeing others posting all these interactions, I get envious." Well, that's a really good point. Um, that's something that I had to check myself with. I think it was sometime last year where there are people who are just making all these cool moves, and I'm like, how come they're the and how come they and how, and I had to just step back and check myself. I had a good conversation with a friend of mine. It was all about that comparison trap. But Kelly, as you're talking about stepping away from social media, another way that that can bring joy, or another way that social media can steal your joy, is with all of the bad news that's happening, right? And everyone's posting about it. I was posting about it. Everyone was posting about all the racial tensions, and I went through my wave of all the feelings. I went through the grief and the trauma and it's not fair. And then I just got downright angry and militant. And I took to my stories and I was like, let me tell you something, right? Watching all of that can always be good for you. So I encourage you, put your phones down, turn the notifications off, turn your phone off, you know, disable Instagram, disable Facebook. What else is out there? I'm old, so I don't know them all. Snapchat, all of them. Take them off your phone. It's not going to kill you. 24 hours, 48 hours, you're going to be fine, right? Only check your email when you need to check your email. If it's business email, check it when you start work. If it's business email, why are you looking at it at 7 o'clock in the morning? Do you start work at 7 o'clock in the morning? That's a joy sucker. That's going to steal your joy, right? Check your email when you're about to start work. And don't stop checking your email when you are finished with work. So if you finish with work at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, you don't need to be checking that work email anymore unless you work around the clock. There's really no need for it. People can wait until tomorrow. uh Nessa says, "Summer looking good on you." I'm trying, hon. I'm trying. It is stinking hot out here. Is it hot where you are? Whew. It's cooler after the sun goes down, but I am there's an umbrella in front of me and the sun is behind that. I had to put it up because I wasn't able to see anything. But it is hot. I am trying to live my best life this summer. With all this stuff that's happening, you have to be intentional about living that best life. It may not be um, everything that you want, right? We were, like I said, we were trying to go to Jamaica this summer, and Corona said, mm-mm, right? Ain't happening. So we had to put those plans away and find other plans, right? Again, I was in a water gun fight with my kids the other day. Yes, me, 40-year-old me. I was in a water gun fight with my 5 and 8-year-old. So what? Right? I encourage you to do the same. Um, you know, I I'm just trying to not to let this season of life take the wind out of my sails, and I hope that you don't let it do that to you. I was talking with someone the other day about my husband and myself. My husband we've been married for a while, and he has a crazy sense of humor. And when we were actually just dating, can you hear that? Someone's trying to kill my life. I don't know what they're doing or where that is, but they need to cut it out. But anyway, when we were dating, we were walking across a field one day, and the rain came pouring down, torrential rains. And we ran across the field and came up against this building. We were just standing in the under the shelter of like the eaves of the building, and we were standing on a ledge. And he looked at me, and he said something like he threatened to push me over into out into the rain. And I said, "You would not dare. You don't have the guts to do that." And would you know, the boy looked at me and chucked me out into the rain. And you know, well, we're married now. But I just say that to say this. You can't let all the negative things in life ruin what can be a good season for you. In the midst of all of this, my business is busy. And in the midst of all of this, my children are healthy. I am healthy. My husband's healthy. My siblings are healthy. My mom, like, those are the things that are important to me. And I know that not everybody's healthy. I know that there are people out there who are struggling with their health. I know that there are people out there who've lost their jobs. But of all the things that you have lost, what do you have now? Of all of the uncertainty that's going on in the world, what do you have now? I had a moment, there was something that's coming up for me the other day, and it was causing great worry for me. And I found myself in a reel of what if, what if this happens, what if that happens, what if, and my mind was running away with me. And I was like, Roxanne, get it together. You're a therapist. Figure it out. Give yourself some therapy. And I had to be like, okay. I always tell my clients, stop worrying about the what if and focus on what is. And I had to stop myself in my tracks and go, okay, what is happening right now? Um, and I was able to recognize that I still have my work, I still have my clients, and I have to admit that the work that I do is work that I love. I know there are a lot of people out there who have work that they don't love, they have work that they hate. And if you're one of those people, you need to call me and let's get you out of there. But I am in work that I absolutely love. I have good relationships with people around me. I have really great friends. I am in the midst of good family. And even if there are people around me that I'm not crazy about, I just try to spend less time with them, right? I know people who are energy suckers, and I only go around them when I have enough bandwidth for that. If I don't have enough bandwidth for that, you are not seeing me, right? You're gonna get voicemail when you call me, right? I have to ensure that I have enough energy for me and for you. So yeah, I would say with all of what's happening, I would say let's not focus on what if. Do your best, and I know it's hard, but do your best to focus on what is. Nessa says, my week away was just what you prescribed. Yes. Um, it's really important, guys. We have got to save our minds. It's that mental, again, with me, everything goes back to mental health. It goes back to that mental health piece, right? It reduces the symptoms of the depression, it reduces the symptoms of the anxiety. I have a couple clients who live with bipolar disorder, and the ones who are doing the best, they take their medication, they come to therapy, and they engage in things that bring them joy, peace, and rest. Those, I think, I might be missing some things, but that's for me, joy, peace, rest. If you can get peace in your relationships, if you can find some peace in your life, even when there's a lot of chaos, right? Rest. How much sleep are you getting? These bugs are driving me bananas. Um, how much rest are you getting, and how much joy are you getting in your life? Um, Take some time for yourself. It's not easy. I know it. I know it. I know it. It's easier for me to say that because my life is on pause for about a week. But next week, my life is going to go back to that rat race, and I'm going to have to remember to take those 5-minute breaks, go in the bathroom, lock the door for 5 minutes, um, you know, sit in the shade with a glass of water, um, run through the sprinklers, do some gardening, go for a walk, whatever that looks like, connect with a friend. Um, but find joy, guys. Life is too short, and this year's halfway done. I don't know how many of you on here celebrate Christmas, but I feel like I just put away that bloody tree, and it's already like the middle of July, right? Before you know it, September is going to be around. The leaves are going to start falling from the tree. Before we know it, we're going to have snow. Oops, I said a dirty word. Before you know it, we're going to have snow on the ground. Hey, friend. We're just finding our joy tonight. And as to finding joy, we're talking about snow. That's not bringing me too much joy. But before you know it, it's going to be the end of the year. And I know people who say, well, it's the end of the year. What have I accomplished? Be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some grace. Try not to, um, you know, try not to expect so much of yourself right now. We've never been through a pandemic before. Yeah, I know I shouldn't talk about winter, huh? We've never been through a pandemic before. We don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people are talking about a second wave of this coming around. And even in the midst of that, seniors are still dying. We miss our families. We're trying to expand our social bubble, but it can't include everybody yet. There are places that you want to go that we can't go yet. I want to get on a plane. I can't do that. I want to go to my favorite restaurant, but I can't do that yet. Excuse me. There are a lot of things that we can't do yet. But while we're waiting for the yet, what's happening now? Where can we find joy? Where can we find peace? Where can we find contentment in the now? So be gentle with yourself in terms of what have I accomplished. Someone said to me the other day, I'm going to be 30 next year and I haven't done da 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 da. Right? Years and years ago, I used to be the same. But I woke up to the reality that everybody has their own track, right? To be on. Everyone has their own road that they have to walk on. Everybody has their own obstacles that they have to go over. Everyone has their own things that they have to go through. But whatever yours is, I encourage you to go through it with as much grace as you can. And while you hold your head up and you look around, don't think to yourself, how come they're further ahead than me? Because you don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they've been through, right? I have 2 little boys now, and I might have them now, but I went through a heck of a lot to have those 2 little boys, right? A lot of people don't know that story. And so try not to fall too much in the comparison trap. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Someone's making a whole bunch of noise. They're killing my vibe, but whatever. I'm not going to let them kill my vibe because you guys are all sticking with me and you guys are great. But find what brings you some happiness, because that happiness is going to fuel you. It's like putting money into the bank, right? When something happens and you come across a rainy day, you can reach for that. Classic example. The other day, my little guy was going to bed and he was very tearful about missing his friends and how come we can't do this and when are we going to be able to. And I couldn't soothe that. I couldn't fix it. As much as I work with kids, I couldn't fix it, guys, and I was at a loss. And I sat on the edge of his bed and I said, okay, let's talk about all the fun things that we did last year. And he was able to talk about, well, we did this and we went to Center Island and we went here and we went there, and he talked about all the things that he did last summer. And before you know it, he was giggling and we were talking and laughing, and then the next day he was drawing me pictures of, remember when we did this last year, mommy? And it just took him out of the doldrums, right? And I know you guys are not 8. We are full grown adults with full grown adult problems, but I encourage you, find things that make you happy, because they're going to help you survive the not so happy times. I'm not sure what time it is. I left my watch inside, but I am going to let you guys go for now. I want to thank you for joining me. There's so many things that you guys could have done with your Wednesday night. There's tons of people doing lives these days, and I don't take it lightly that you come on here and you join me on your Wednesday night. Join me next week. I'm going to be doing Afterthought at 8. I'm going to be right here. I'll let you know what the topic is going to be. I'm probably going to be teaching next week. This week was just about, shooting the breeze. 8:31. Yes, it might be. Tonight was about shooting the breeze and just talking about being happy. So find your happy, find your bliss, find your joy. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Black or white or in between, guys. It's not about that stuff right now. We all need to find our joy regardless of our stripe, and it's all going to help us along. So you go find yours, and maybe even send me a DM and let me know what you've done. I'm giving you homework. Before Saturday, do something that makes you really happy and let me know what it is. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. You guys take care and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Cheers. Bye.